Risks in Social Engineering, Shyam Rahim, Principles of Security Engineering. What is a cyber attack? A cyber attack is a set of actions performed by threat actors who try to gain unauthorized access, steal data, cause damage to computers, computer networks, or other computing systems. A cyber attack can be launched from any location. The attack can be performed by an individual or a group using one or more tactics, techniques, or procedures. Individuals who launch cyber attacks are usually referred to as cyber criminals, threat actors, bad actors, or hackers. They can work alone, in collaboration with other attackers, or as part of an organized criminal group. They try to identify vulnerabilities, problems, or weaknesses in computer systems and exploit them to further their own goals. Cyber criminals have various motivations when launching cyber attacks. Some carry out attacks for personal or financial gain. Others are hacktivists, acting in the name of social or political causes. Some attacks are part of cyber warfare operations conducted by nation states against their opponents or operating as part of known terrorist groups. Some statistics. The global cost of cyber attacks is expected to grow by 15% per year and is expected to reach over $10 trillion. The average cost of a data breach in the US is $4.24 million. Public companies lose an average of 8% of their share value after a successful breach. Are we secure? In a recent survey by IDG, 78% of respondents said they believe their company's cybersecurity measures needed to be improved. As many as 43% of small businesses do not have any cyber defenses in place. Organizations of all sizes are facing a global cybersecurity skills shortage with almost 3.5 million open jobs worldwide. What is social engineering? Social engineering is just one type of cyber attack and is the term used for a broad range of malicious activities accomplished through human interactions. It uses psychological manipulation to trick users into making security mistakes such as allowing access or giving away sensitive information. A perpetrator first investigates the intended victim to gather necessary background information, such as potential points of entry and weak security protocols needed to proceed with the attack. The attacker moves to gain the victim's trust and prompt actions that break security practices, such as revealing sensitive information or gaining access to critical resources. Tailgating. Tailgating and piggybacking is a physical attack. It occurs when attackers seek to gain entry to a restricted area. It can be achieved by following an authorized person into an area. or using another person's credentials to enter. Some examples of tailgating and piggybacking include, "I have this delivery, can you please let me through?" Or, "Hi, I have my hands full, can you just hold the door open for me?" Or, "I forgot my pass, could you just let me in?" Baiting. This plays on the victim's greed or curiosity. It lures its victim with a bait. This could be a USB stick left in a public place which contains malware. Or it could be an enticing online link that leads to a malicious website. Scareware. Scareware involves false alarms and fictitious threats. Users are deceived into thinking their computers are infected. It offers to purge the infection with special software, which is really malware. And it allows cybercriminals to access the victim's computer. Phishing. Phishing is an email or text-based attack aimed at creating a sense of urgency, curiosity, or fear. Phishing coaxes victims into revealing sensitive information, click on links to malicious websites, or open attachments that contain malware. An example of this is an email sent to users of an online service that alerts them of a policy violation requiring them to take immediate action on their part, such as a required password change. It includes a link to an illegitimate website, prompting users to enter their current credentials and a new password. A more targeted version of the phishing scam, whereby an attacker chooses specific individuals or enterprises, is called spear phishing. They then tailor the message based on the characteristics, job positions, and contacts belonging to their victims to make their attack less conspicuous. Spear phishing requires much more effort on the behalf of the perpetrator and may take weeks and months to pull off. A spear phishing scenario might involve an attacker who, in impersonating an organization's IT consultant, sends an email to one or more employees. It's worded and signed exactly as the consultant normally does, thereby deceiving recipients into thinking it's an authentic message. What are the risks and repercussions of social engineering? Firstly, it compromises personal security. An attacker can obtain passwords, private and confidential information, personally identifiable information such as health records, credit card information, and they can perpetrate identity theft. It can also compromise an organization's security. They can still obtain users' passwords, security badges and keys to restricted premises, intellectual property, design specifications, source codes, research and development documents, confidential financial reports, private and confidential employee information, customer information. How can individuals treat risk to them personally? Firstly, they can verify the sender of their emails. Is it a known sender? Never open suspicious links from an unknown source. Be suspicious of attachments from an unknown source. Examine what you are seeing, reading, or hearing. Never share passwords. Create strong passwords, a combination of letters, numbers, and symbols. And adopt an attacker mindset, not a defender mindset. Attackers know the defender mindset and are thinking 2 steps ahead. What are some of the things an organization can do to treat risks surrounding social engineering? They can conduct security awareness training for their staff, create clear policies on how to handle requests for information, teach employees how to detect phishing attempts and recognize the telltale signs, develop a reporting process for staff to follow should a suspected social engineering attempt be made. Be vigilant with tailgaters. No need to be the nice guy to hold the door open for suspicious individuals. Take the social engineering quiz to test your knowledge.